Can a church just be too big? Well, you think about the church in Jerusalem in the first chapters of Acts. We're told by chapter 6 that I think there was 5,000 members, and at that point that had just been the men, maybe 10,000 as a whole. That's a pretty big church. So I'm inclined to say that, formally speaking, no, a church cannot be too big. In fact, the more the better in some ways, because these are people who are professing Christ and going as evangelists and encouraging one another. At the same time, certainly there are challenges that come with a big church. And pastors and members alike need to think carefully, okay, how do we address the particular challenges that come with a church of this size? Are there certain trellises that we need to put in place? Do we want to divide up responsibilities differently? There's a difference between having one child and 5 children. I have 4 daughters, and there's a different kind of fathering involved than when we just had one daughter. And so it is with pastoring a large church. Things will change along the way that you need to attend to. And people might have different expectations. It helps them to have different expectations about some of what's involved. You might not be able to be best friends with the pastor, for instance, in a church of 1,000 people, whereas when it's a church of 50, well, that's a little easier to know and share fellowship with the pastor. So it takes a maturity and wisdom and grace as the church grows, understanding that there's different dynamics involved. But I'm convinced that a church of 2 or 3 or 2 or 3,000 can fulfill everything the Bible calls us to do and to be as a church.